Dumpster on Wheels here. Today I want to talk about some tips and tricks to help you get faster on the mountain bike.
So, I know what way I want to sound like. I'm fastest, I'm not some kind of World Cup racer, but I do have a lot of time on the bike and I've been doing this for a lot of years, so I thought this would kind of be a cool theme to kind of share with everybody that's maybe getting into cross-country riding or any kind of mountain biking for that matter.
Let's start off with tip number 1, trail braking. Trail braking is a term used in motorsports racing a lot, and all it is modulating your braking through the turn. So you're not stacking up all your braking before the turn, then going through it. You're using your braking all the way into and through the turn, sometimes past the apex. So I'm going to throw up a little picture here that I grabbed from the internet to kind of illustrate what that is. You can see how your braking comes in heavy and it actually slows down as you go through the turn. So I thought this was a good clip because you can actually hear the rear brake drag into the corner the whole way, and then you can distinctly hear it come off, and that's what you want to do. You want to get that snap right off the back, but you're braking really late in. It's just you're going from 80% back brake to 70 to 60 to 50. Just what that's helping you do is control your line and make sure that your speed is on point as well. So another place that I found that trail braking is huge is if you have like an S turn, something real quick, in, out, in. You can actually drag your brakes and pedal at the same time, and that's super effective for maintaining a perfect line and the perfect speed. Let's watch a couple turns with a creaky bottom bracket and some heavy breathing.
Downshifting, pedaling, stop pedaling, on the brakes, 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 feathered off. On the brake, 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 feathered off. No brake. And pedaling. Brake, brake, pull in, stand it up.
So that brings us to tip 2, which is never stop pedaling. I know this one sounds pretty self-explanatory and quite frankly sounds stupid in a video called How to Mountain Bike Faster, but the reality of it is that if you're not pedaling, you could be going faster. The cool thing about the camera setup I'm using here is you can kind of see my legs, so you can actually see when I'm always pedaling, and this is something that you don't really think about, but when you do, you want to think about how many times you could be pedaling and you're not, and you want to limit that to be as close to 0 as possible. Obviously, downhills, off cambers, things like that, you're just not going to be able to pedal. But I guarantee you, if next time you ride you pay attention, there are going to be some times when you certainly can be pedaling, and it's a mindset that you want to get yourself into. Here's an exercise you could try the next time you're on a group ride. Let the guy or gal in front of you, let them have 3 to 5 seconds on you. Try to close that gap up then by pedaling later and earlier. So in and out of turns, pedaling later into them and sooner out of them, and see how quickly you'll notice that you can gain that time back. I think you'll be surprised, and the neat thing about it is that when you add all of those times up out of every corner, that's a lot of time. I'm just gonna fast forward here to a section that kind of comes up over a hill and across the road, and then you've got a gradual decline, and it's a section where when you're tired you definitely don't have to pedal, but you'll see I'm definitely pedaling. I'm making sure that I'm minimizing the time that I'm not pedaling. So in summary, I know it sounds trivial, but it's something that you can keep your mind on. Always try to be pedaling a little more than you are. So on to the third tip. And the third tip is be lazy. I don't mean be lazy, don't pedal. I mean be lazy in your line choices. The park I'm riding here isn't very technical, but I will put up a link in the top right from another park that is a lot more technical that you can really see this demonstrated. However, what I'm talking about is maximizing your efficiencies. So if I'm pedaling and I'm always looking for the smoothest line, I'm constantly searching out the smoothest line. I'm going to slow this down. Coming up here, and you can actually see not a big thing, but you have a couple options here in terms of going right up the rut or playing it smooth up the outside. Not only does this allow you to maintain speed, but it really allows you to save a lot of energy. So if you compound all the smart choices that you make in lines over a ride, 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours, maybe you're into ultra endurance, 6 hours, you compound these choices and it makes a huge difference. Take a look at a couple more line choice small modifications I'm making here. I'll just point them out with some arrows. These really make a pretty big deal too when you're climbing. It's not obviously as much of a big deal if you're headed downhill and you have some momentum to get you over these things, but it seems trivial, but I really just go out of my way to find the smoothest line possible. Not only is this going to help you climb hills faster and smoother, it's going to save you efficiency in your pedaling, and the more times that you can continue pedaling, going over less crap, faster you're going to be. So always try to smooth it out. And our final tip, the pump and push. Use the undulations of the terrain to pump your body. So if you're coming over a roller, make sure you pump down. Go to a pump track, ride around, try pumping around, get used to that feeling, and then start using that on every little obstacle that you can.
Even going uphill, I'm pumping on the way down, pumping on the way down, pumping, pumping dip, pumping dip, climb. Pumping dip.
My favorite time to pump and dip is when I'm climbing and I'm coming up over something. Use that little undulation, that little tiny roller, even though it's still on the hill. Use that to pump yourself back into the seat, and that'll give you a nice transition from standing to sitting. Alright, well, as I was doing this ride, those were the 4 tips I came up with that would help you be a faster mountain biker. So, if you like these tips, this is a lot of work for me to put together, but if you like this and you thought it was kind of cool, please be sure to like or comment or subscribe, any of that, to help notify me of the case, and I'll be happy to do another video. Thanks.
Bye.